Hello, everyone! So today, we're going to take a look at the Transformers Studio Series, the movie Thundercracker. So first and foremost, before I start the review, I'd like to apologize if I haven't been able to post any long videos or reviews in the past 2 weeks, because we haven't had Wi-Fi since the end of January. And if anyone watching this is from the Philippines, PLDT Bulok. So let's start with the review. And of course, as usual, let's start with a box. Up front, this is the standard Studio Series box, the new design. We have Thundercracker here, his jet mode, 27 steps. It says he transforms the movie Thundercracker. On the side is a bigger picture of him. At the back, we have him in a pose, his jet mode, and as usual with any Studio Series figures, the boxes that come with him have a scene from the movie, game, or whatever that the figure comes from. So this is from the original 86 movie. I think this scene is from inside Astro Train when they were disposing of the injured Decepticons after the battle at Autobot City. And it also comes with a short text that says here, Thundercracker prepares for a battle alongside Decepticon leader Megatron. And at the side, it's just a continuation of the art from the front. And let's get that out of the way. And let's look at Thundercracker. So I recently made a review on the Dramatic Capture series Thundercracker, which is an Earthrise mold. So of course I'll be comparing them both, but before I do, let's take a closer look at Thundercracker first. As you can see, the head sculpt looks amazing. He has that gray paint on his face, red eyes, and a smiling face as well. And as you can see, something new about this is that everything is smooth. You don't see any like mechanical details on them. It's really cartoon-ish or cartoon accurate. Not really accurate, but very similar to the cartoon design. Now, the chest here is painted gray, which is really good. This is painted, but the color of the paint is the same as this one. This is a pure gray plastic, which is really nice that the shade is not different. And of course, the null rays are here, and the feet. And if you look at the back, the biggest improvement is the lack of the nose cone at the back, hanging at the back. It's actually hidden right here. You can still see it a little bit, but it's not like a big backpack similar to the Earthrise mold. Now, let's look at articulation first before I go in and compare the Dramatic Capture series version. So the head is kind of on a tight joint. It can move sideways and it can look slightly up and slightly down. The shoulders can do the full 360, but this is my main issue, or my biggest issue with this new mold. This wing is not articulated, so you could just detach it. If you want to rotate the shoulders to full 360, you need to detach it in order to do that, and then just reattach it again. There is a bicep swivel, which, as you can see, the null rays are finally attached to the bicep instead of the shoulders, which I'll show later, which means that the null rays can be posed in this way, not just on the side of the forearms. And there's the elbow bend. Elbow bend is pretty much 90. And there is a wrist swivel, which is really good. There's also a waist swivel. The legs can kick forwards, pretty much that far. Sidewards, this far too. And backwards is pretty much limited because of the wings. There's a thigh swivel, knee bend, almost 90. And there is an ankle pivot. Now that we've looked at the standard articulation, let me get the Dramatic Capture series version right here for us to, let me adjust the camera, do some basic comparison, side-by-side comparison. So as you can see, the face is pretty much the same. Well, excuse me. This one is smiling and this one has a serious face. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but the paint that they used, the gray that they used on the face paint for this is kind of a gunmetal gray. Well, this one is like a matte gray. And looking at them side by side, you can definitely see what I mentioned earlier about the details or the mechanical details on the surface of them. As you can see, the Earthrise mold has a lot of mechanical details all throughout, even in the legs, while the new version, or the new mold, is smooth. So that's pretty awesome. They have quite a different chest piece too, so You can see the full cockpit right here, but it's covered here on the Dramatic Capture Series version. And as I mentioned earlier, the null rays are now attached to the biceps instead of the shoulders, as you can see here on the Earthrise mold. For the feet, these are the biggest difference. On the feet here for the Earthrise mold, the back wings are actually attached to the heel spur. So if you move this, it actually moves the heel spur as well. And the feet and heel spur form the thrusters, and they kind of look square-ish, like they have angles and corners. While here, the heel spur is actually made out of the thruster or the booster of the jet, which is circular, and unlike that, which is kind of a angled thruster. And the back wings is not attached to the heel spur at all, because the back wings come separately. When you open this up, it's actually detachable, and you can just simply attach it right there. And aside from the null rays, the end of the wings are also here, part of the accessory somehow. They're not attached when you open the box, so you just simply attach it right there. It's not that big of a deal. And the one that I mentioned earlier about the wings, oops, sorry, let me fix the camera. About the wings not being articulated, you've seen how I open this up. It's only one articulation, it's basically that. But for the Earthrise mold, there is this one. So you can move the shoulders to full 360 without fully engaging or detaching the wings. And of course, the biggest improvement, at least in face value in my opinion, is the back. You can see the nose cone here. Well, this one doesn't have any backpack at all behind. Right at the back, they're pretty much the same. There's not much difference there except for the legs and the heel spur. So that is it. Oh, let's quickly go to size comparison now while we're at it. So here we have the Earthrise mold. And this one is a Dramatic Capture Series version. They're pretty much the same height, and actually almost exactly the same in terms of size and width. Now here we have the Series86 Megatron. I love how they scale with each other. I think this is perfect. And lastly, we have the 86 Bumblebee, just for you to see how big Thundercracker is compared to Bumblebee. I'm not going to show you the 86 Optimus because he's pretty much the same height as Megatron. Now here we have Studio Series 86, or the movie, Thundercracker in his jet mode. So I'll show you guys the transformation in a later video. But transformation for this guy is less involved than the Earthrise, or less complicated than the Earthrise mold, but it is still quite involved, and it's actually pretty fun to transform. And let's take a closer look. So as you can see, he looks pretty much the same, except for this part. This one is circular instead of the flat-ish version of the Earthrise mold. Now underneath is where my complaints is at. We had an issue with Earthrise mold. Well, I'll show you Earthrise mold here. I have him here. So one of the main issues that people complain about this guy is having this wide open gap right here underneath the nose cone. While this one, technically, it's not that glaring when you look at it from the side. But when you flip him over, the entire chest or the entire thing is just wide open. Unlike this one, at least there's something right there. But this one is just way open. I wish they had a way. I wish they had something to cover this up, because it's... I know we're not really looking at the bottom of a plane, but it's still pretty ugly in my opinion. And I like that they have a landing gear right now, which is really nice compared to just having the nose cone hang underneath just like this for the Earthrise mold. You might be wondering why this one has the sign here. That's because this is the Dramatic Capture Series version. Excuse me. So up close, pretty much similar. The type of blue is kind of different for this one compared to this. And although I just realized this one isn't actually flat, it's kind of circular as well, but this is just more circular. As you can see, the thrusters are different. This one looks a bit fancier, to be honest. This one is just a circular thrusters, or boosters. And one more thing that I noticed here is this is the 86 version, and as you can see, like there's a silhouette of a mole, and not sure if you guys can see it, but it looks like the cockpit was supposed to be up until this point, similar to the Earthrise mold, but because of transformation and the way that the engineering was done for the nose cone so that it doesn't appear on the back of the robot mode, it's not possible to have a cockpit this big. So that's probably the reason, but as you can see, it was from this mold. The cockpit is like the space for the cockpit is still there. And one more thing, one nice touch that they added is that the cockpit can be opened. If I can just open this up, wait, there, finally able to open it. So for some reason they made the cockpit, oops, openable, like you can open the cockpit, and there is seat there, like some minor details there of like a chair. But I actually noticed this. I looked at the Earthrise mold, and this one actually has better, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but the details of the cockpit, of inside the cockpit, is way better on this one compared to this one. This one's just plain. This one, the color in there is actually gray instead of blue. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there's a chair, and you can see like where the I don't know what it's called, where they see the commands there. But yeah, pretty much similar in all aspects except for the transformation and of course the minor details I mentioned. One more thing, final thing that I forgot to mention earlier, the null race. So the null race for the 86 version, the tab, is actually made out of clear plastic. Oops, sorry. Compared to the original Earthrise, or at least the Dramatic After Series version, it's made out of the same plastic as the entire gun. While this one, the tab is made out of clear plastic. Not sure if that'll be an issue. It's not really that big of a deal. I just wanted to mention it. So yeah, that's it for the jet mode of SS86 Thundercracker. So final thoughts on the Series 86 or the movie Thundercracker. This new mold is definitely a step up in every aspect from the old mold, the Earthrise mold, which in my opinion is already overused. This guy is a breath of fresh air. The design is smooth. The articulation is awesome. Adding in the wrist swivel and the waist swivel. The lack of nose cone in his backpack is also amazing. Also, the fact that the null rays are in his bicep instead of the shoulders are a great touch. Transformation is less complicated, but still well involved and fun to do. Jet mode is also a little bit better, although not that much better compared to the robot mode before, or to the jet mode before, despite the massive gap underneath it as well. But overall, this guy is definitely worth buying, especially if you want to collect all of the 86 movie figures. So that's it for my review. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you do. Thank you for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye-bye.